So I recently spent 2 weeks in New York City, capital of bagels, fancy dogs, and confusing subway lines. This was my first time visiting, and I'm so surprised just by how quickly I fell in love with this place. Hard to explain why exactly. There's just something about the craziness and the sensory overload you experience. But also when it comes to vegan food options, there's just so much to choose from. Definitely did not have to go hungry, which was nice. It's pretty pricey though. In this video, you'll get to see everything that I deemed interesting enough to show you guys. So this is not going to be a strict what I eat in a week, but rather a New York City vegan food guide. And even though this video is jam-packed with amazing cafe and restaurant recommendations, there's so much more to discover, and I just need to go back. Let's start with Familiar's Vegan Coffee Shop. It is this cozy bagel cafe located in Brooklyn. I went there for the bagels. They offer all these special bagel sandwiches. I got the one with vegan cream cheese, kimchi, and cucumber. It was delicious. It was wonderful. Also really wonderful was the fact that since this is a vegan place, you don't have to pay extra for choosing oat milk. I also took this slice of pumpkin bread here with me, and I'm very thankful to my past self that I did that because this was no joke one of the best things I'd ever tasted. Okay, cool. More bagel recommendations. A few people on Instagram sent me to Brooklyn Bagel and Coffee Company, a bagel chain that ironically can only be found in Manhattan and Queens, if we can trust Google Maps, which I do trust Google Maps. This time I kept it classic and got an everything bagel with vegan cream cheese. The dough was nice and dense and chewy. It actually tasted a lot like my own bagels. In case you ever need a good bagel recipe, check out my cookbook, All Day Vegan. There's a good bagel recipe in there. Anyway, here I'm hanging out by myself, sort of on the west water side of Manhattan. It's really cute. You can see Miss Liberty from afar. Okay, so the last bagel I need to talk about is from Brooklyn Bagel. Just Brooklyn Bagel. That is a different company. Yeah, I just randomly stumbled upon this place one day. And yeah, this was a 10 out of 10 bagel sandwich. Really enjoyed it. Now, Planta Queen is a restaurant that had some of the best vegan food I got to try on this trip. It looks a bit fancy. It is a bit fancy. We had these baked crab rolls, these giant crispy dumplings. We got these crispy cauliflower deep fried somethings. This avocado red beet tartar. And then we also got this rice, which guys, this rice was one of the best rices I've ever had. It was so good. We also got these dandan noodles that my two friends here especially enjoyed. The three of us shared everything. The bill, in case you're curious, it was around $120. We didn't get any drinks, mind you. I think we only ordered tap water. But yeah, if you're ever in the mood for a good and fancy and really nice dinner, maybe something to take your parents to, check this place out. Oh, and afterwards we went for dessert. It was from this place called Playa Bowls. They've got lots of vegan options, including a special vegan granola and vegan protein powder. So if you are vegan, make sure to ask for those ingredients. But yeah, the acai was really good. Top tier, chef's kiss. Also, I just love the fact that it's open late till like 11 in the evening. For a few days, I stayed in the Dumbo area. Dumbo stands for Down Under Manhattan Bridge Overpass. The term overpass being a bit redundant when you have the word bridge right before it. There's Time Out Market, and there I got food from BKLYN Wild. I chose the mac and cheese. These tasted so realistic that I had to go back and be reassured that I was actually vegan. I'm not sure my body would be able to handle this much lactose anymore. So yeah, this was actually plant-based, thankfully. These mac and cheese, they were sort of Mexican food inspired. So it kind of makes sense for us to move on to some more Mexican style food. First off, we have ha ha ha. Or is it ja ja ja? But yeah, this one is pretty famous, I would say. And I say that because 3 different people raved about it to me. Ashley here, being one of those people. She's the cutest. She got the quesadilla. Then we got this fried crispy empanada thingy on the side. And then I also got the burrito polo fresco. It's good? Yay! I got vegan Mexican food a second time from this place called Cia Mañana. It's this bar/restaurant serving fun cocktails and small plates of food. This was filmed on my phone and it was super dark, so enjoy this 4-pixel video quality. Not everything is vegan here, but you get quite a few good options. I had the vegan fish tacos, which were super yummy. For the second half of my trip, I mainly stayed in Greenpoint. Brooklyn overall, I was just a huge fan of. It reminded me of Europe a lot, and I think that's why I liked it so much. One day I went to this pizza slice shop called Polly Gee's. It's in Greenpoint. It's probably the most American establishment I'd ever walked into. I was honestly delighted by the surprising amount of vegan food options they had. The pizza was really yummy. It tastes so much like the pizza that you get from Zeus in Berlin. If you want a similar experience, I would check that place out. So Aussie's Coffee was this little coffee place in Greenpoint that I went to here and there. The coffee itself is great, but the reason you should check out this place specifically is these salty, sweet tahini chocolate chip cookies. They may look like scones, but they're cookies, and they taste unreal. I need to figure out the recipe for these. Okay, my third and final Greenpoint recommendation would be to go visit Greenpot, which is this adorable little vegan coffee shop and grocery store. Like, it's tiny, but filled with so many beautiful goods. There's super interesting tasting granola bars to try, plus really lovely vegan pastries. I got some amazing coffee from Kodawari Coffee, which is close to Chinatown, and if I were in New York right now, I would go back to try their matcha. That same day, I visited the Good Smart, which looks like a little gas station, and it sells adorably designed snacks, many, if not most of which are vegan, so that's a cool idea to swing by there and pick up some souvenirs or gifts for friends. Next up on the list is this little pastry shop called Le Petit Monster. Who knows, maybe Lady Gaga is the owner of this bakery in Brooklyn? I don't know what she's up to these days. But anyway, the pastries were super nice. We picked this aesthetic little jam cookie here, this sweet vanilla roll, which I think was filled with raisins. And then this was quite interesting. It was a savory pastry. I'm not sure I've ever had lobster before in my lifetime, so can't confirm nor deny the accuracy aspect here. All I can say is this was actually really delicious, and I would definitely go here again. Make sure to go early though, because they might sell out. Terms of Endearment is another place that I would have loved to see more of. Terms of Endearment is this vegan cafe in Williamsburg. Their menu doesn't sound very vegan at all, actually. It only says plant-based up top. I wasn't too hungry, and so I only got one of the sides, which was really big still, and tasted, once again, so realistic. Sweet green. Sweet green is so good. One evening I got lettuce, spinach, brown rice, black lentils, apples, roasted sweet potato, fried Brussels sprouts, and medium level pesto dressing. But yeah, I'd mentioned sweet green in my previous video. There I also talked about Beatnik already, which is pretty good. Cham's Diner. It's beautiful, first of all. Love the vibes. The vibes are great, but it's also fully vegan. It's food heaven, really. Here, Hans and I got the cookie dough milkshake, and then he got the fried chicken sandwich with mac and cheese, and I got the Philly cheesesteak, which I think the steak was seitan based. It was one of my last meals in New York. I was already feeling very sentimental. Now my last and final food place in New York. This was literally a couple hours before my flight. Went to dinner with my friend Jordan here, who's in charge of the lighting. Doing something. Wow.
I did go to film school.
Yeah, for this.
For this exact moment.
We went to Raz Plant-Based once again in Brooklyn. There we got injera, which are these savory Ethiopian sourdough pancakes, topped with all sorts of toppings from collard greens to beets to spicy lentils. Now the reason for this trip was a little cooking event that I hosted in celebration of my cookbook release. Check out All Day Vegan, available anywhere there's books. I've gotten some amazing feedback, and it's just really cool seeing people have, own, and use the book. But anyway, for the cooking event, I first had to do some stress shopping at Trader Joe's and at Whole Foods, which that was fun. Like, I'd done picnic meetups before, stuff like that, but never this sort of structured indoor event. And even though it started out a bit chaotic, it all worked out super nicely in the end, and I'm so happy that I did this. I think everybody got along really well. There might have even been some friendships that started forming, I don't know. Huge virtual hug to everybody who came. Yeah, I had a really good time, and I hope you did as well. And that concludes my New York food journey. I was actually a bit sad leaving, but then I remembered that I needed a healthy routine again, and also my skin needed a break from all of the takeout food. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you may also like my Paris video. It's a fun watch. Check it out. Yeah, and I'll talk to you soon.
Last month I